guys, I hope you all are having a great day so far. Today on my channel we are going to be doing something different. I've actually never filmed a video like this before, so I'm excited. Well, I guess I've already filmed it because now I'm doing the intro. But today's video is going to be a getting ready with me video using all products from one brand. I've seen a couple other people do this and I don't know, I just really want to try it because I almost feel like it's kind of a challenge as well. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I got pretty lucky in mine just because I've seen other videos like this where some of the girls get products and they end up being total duds. I feel like for the most part everything that I used in this video was either super creamy, pigmented, or just worked well with my skin. There wasn't really a single product that ended up being like in my book. Keegan just came into my room and distracted me. Anyways, so yeah, today's video is going to be using all products from Physicians Formula. I went with this one just because I feel like for the most part when I see these videos, they tend to be brands like Maybelline, L'Oreal, ones that people use more often. Sometimes I feel like Physicians Formula is overlooked. I don't see too many videos on this brand, so I was really excited and I just feel like it kind of helps me find new products that will become staples in my collection. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. I hope you guys enjoy. As usual, I'm going to start off with my eyes, and for eyeshadows today, I'm going to be using these quads from the matte collection. I do not know why these are not talked about more. I'm seriously obsessed. I feel like one thing that's really hard to find at the drugstore are matte shadows, and when you do find a matte shadow, it's usually like in a quad where everything else is shimmery, and then half the time the matte shadow will be super chalky. These are all ridiculously pigmented. I have 3 here, but my favorite is definitely this one. This is the Classic Nude. So just to give you guys an idea, yeah, like super pigmented, really buttery, obsessed with this one here that's kind of like a chestnut or camel color. So I'm gonna start off with my brow bone highlight, and for that I'm just gonna be using this cream color here. And the same brush I always use, this is the Sigma F50. So I'm just gonna pat some of this right onto my brow bone and just pull it down. I'm gonna use a fluffy blending brush and get into that color that I had mentioned earlier. Anytime I use a shadow in my crease, I like to use something that's really warm. Just since I don't have a defined crease, I feel like if I add something in there that's nice and matte and warm, it just kind of puts that depth back into my eye. So I'm just going to sweep this back and forth into the hollow of my eye. I'm going to add something a little bit tacky on to my lid just to have this next pigment really stick on well. So for that, I'm going to be using these right here. I kept them in the packaging because the name is so long I kept forgetting it. It's the Shimmer Strips Custom Eye Enhancing Kohl Kajal Eyeliner Trio. These come in 2 colors. I have mine in Natural Nude Eyes. So you kind of have like a really nice champagne color, more of like a mocha color, and then a black. But these are specially formulated to work in your waterline. But just like with most other cream products, I feel like you can always use them kind of as a multi-use product. So this color does look nice on your waterline as well, but I'm gonna use it as a base onto my lid. Just popping this right on. So for my lid color, I'm going to go into this champagne color here, and this is from their Sexy Booster line. Everything in that line kind of has a really nice like soft vanilla musk smell. It reminds me of something, it's a sweeter vanilla. It's not like a super warm vanilla, but it smells really, really good. So there's just a champagne, kind of like a mink color, a brown, and then a black. All of them are somewhat shimmery, so I'm just going to apply the champagne color all over my lid. And I'm actually just going to use my finger and just dab it right onto that cream product we just used. It's pigmented on its own, but I feel like using that cream really keeps the eyeshadow in place. So just popping this right on top. As you can see, they're super creamy on their own. Another product from Physicians Formula that I've been loving to use on my eyes is this right here. This is the Natural Nude Custom All-in-One palette. So you can use this as like a blush, a highlighter, a bronzer, but I've been using it for eyeshadows. As you can see, it's kind of like a little brick grid system, but the colors down here on the bottom, they're all kind of smoky bronze colors, especially this gold. It's amazing on your eyelids. It's just a super, super bright gold. Actually, I think I'm gonna pop some of this right onto the outer half of my eyes. I've been reaching for this a ton just because it's a perfect multi-use product. Okay, now that I have that, I'm gonna go in with my crease color. For my crease, I typically like to stick with mattes. So I'm gonna go back into one of the quads here. This one is called the Quartz Quartet, and I'm gonna mix these two colors here. This is almost too much of a cool toned purple, so I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of this shade here, and just using a blending brush, mix these two colors together and use this just to blend into my crease. And then to add a bit more smokiness onto the outer corners, I'm gonna go back into the Sexy Booster Quad and use the black here. When you look at it in the palette, you can kind of see flecks of shimmer, but once you apply it, it's not overly glittery. So I'm just gonna pop this right onto the outer corners and pull it inwards. And this is why I always like to do my eyes first, especially when using darker colors. That way if I ever get any fallout, I can go back in with a makeup wipe and remove it without like messing up my face makeup. Okay, so there is that. And I'm actually gonna go back in to this shade here and use a stiffer shader brush just to add a little bit more into the inner corners, because I always like having really bright inner corners. I'm obsessed with anything that highlights, really. Now going back into the kohl liners, I'm gonna grab the black, which is just a matte black, and I'm gonna tight line. When you have really thin lashes like me, I feel like tight lining is crucial. It just adds volume to the base of your lashes, and it just makes the entire lash line look thicker. If you guys wear contacts, I know these are like specially formulated for sensitive eyes too, so these shouldn't bug you too much. And they're 100% waterproof, which is nice. And I actually like how these apply more than a regular pencil liner, because sometimes, you know, with the pencils, you'll have the wood coming up, like where the pencil shavings are, and it kind of like pricks your eye and hurts. Since this is just like the cream pencil all the way down, you can just get it in there and swipe it back in. So I'm just gonna leave it like that for right now. For whatever reason, I always like to stop here with my eyes and do my face and then go back to kind of like smoke out the lower lash line after I have my face products on. All right, so for my foundation today, I'm gonna be using the Super CC Plus cream. If you guys aren't familiar with what CC creams are, basically they're everything what BB creams want to be. So they have all the benefits of a blemish balm plus more. So CC cream stands for color correction, and then the plus is care. It has all sorts of anti-aging ingredients. So this CC cream contains Lipo Bright, which is supposed to help brighten the skin, and then it's also supposed to help reduce the look of pores and fine lines. I know it has AHAs to smooth any kind of lines you may have on your face, as well as vitamin C for hydration and all their kinds of anti-aging ingredients. This one does have SPF 30. I got mine in light. It came in 2 shades, light and light medium. So I'm just gonna apply some of this onto the back of my hand. So texture-wise, it's not really thick and it's not super runny either. It will start running, but it's definitely still a thicker consistency. From wearing this for about the last week, I found that my favorite way to apply it is either to blend it in with my hands or use a beauty blender. I feel like whenever I use a kabuki brush, it kind of moves the product around too much. So I'm gonna go ahead and just apply this to one side of my face. That way you guys can see the coverage of it. So just going in with a beauty blender and just patting it into the skin. It doesn't really have a scent, and like most of Physicians Formula's products, they're hypoallergenic, gluten-free, so if you have really sensitive skin, this is a good line for you to check out. Okay, and like most CC creams, you get more of like a light, medium to natural coverage. If you're looking for something super coverage, I would probably stick with a foundation, just because CC creams aren't really even made for that. You can still use this as a base and apply foundation on top, but typically, in my opinion, I feel like a CC cream is something that you use for like day-to-day coverage. Now that I have my base on, I'm going to go in with a concealer. The Super CC Plus also has a corresponding concealer. Unfortunately, the shade that I picked up is a little bit too dark for me. I got light medium on this one. So I don't know, I think I want to go back and get the light instead, just because with a concealer, I typically like to use a lighter shade, especially on my under eyes. So I'm going to be using this from the Nude Wear collection. The entire Nude Wear line has the cutest packaging I've ever seen. You have kind of like this pale pink pebbled effect, and then the top and bottom are rose gold, and then look at the little bow. It's so cute. So this is the Nude Wear Touch of Glow pen. It's a concealer and highlighter in one. It's just a little clicky pen. I have been loving this, and this one just comes in one universal shade. So I like to use this under my eyes. If you have severe under eye circles, I think you would prefer the Super CC Cream Concealer more, because I feel like this product definitely works better as a highlighter than an actual concealer. And then I'm just going to use the same beauty blender to dab the product in. The entire nude wear line is made up of 100% nude glow pigments, so it's supposed to be like a your face but better look. They have more of a translucent finish, but it still covers. So basically it's not supposed to give you cake face or anything like that. So as you can see, that definitely added just brightness under my eyes, and I really like the glow and luminosity that it gives. For my powder, I'm going to be using another product from the nude wear line. Look at the packaging. I can't get over it. This is just the glowing nude powder, and I have mine in light. So as you can see, you just have a mix of colors there. You can use this as a finishing powder. There's a tiny, tiny bit of shimmer, but not much. I just like to swirl all the colors together to set my face, but I don't know how well you can see it. It has nude wear kind of embossed in here, but normally that part is covered in shimmer. So the bronzer I haven't tried yet, but we're going to use this today. So that's what this looked like, but it's just kind of like one coat of shimmer on top of the wording. So I'm just going to go in with a big fluffy brush and mix all the colors together and just set my face with this. Now to warm up my complexion, I'm going to be using two different bronzers. To use more as a contour, I like to use this one first. This is the Bronze Booster Glow Boosting BB Bronzer. This actually reminds me a lot of NARS Laguna in the packaging. You see shimmers in it, but once you apply it to your face, I don't feel like you really see glitter or shimmer. So I like to use this more as a contour, and then I'll go in with a nude wear bronzer just to kind of warm up my cheeks in general. So first I'm just going to use a smaller brush and swirl this around and just apply this into the hollows of my cheeks. I really like this one, and then there's another bronzer that has, it's more of just like a plain compact. It doesn't have a little clear window, and there's a sun on the outside of it. I love that bronzer. I've gone through several ones of those. This one's good too though. I honestly don't know which one I like more. I kind of go back and forth between the two. Now, I don't know what it is lately. I still like blush, but on my cheeks, I just like to have a really nice warm bronzy glow. So this is the nude wear bronzer I was talking about. This was just in the shade bronzer. So I think this one only comes in one shade. I haven't used this one yet, but I'm excited because I really like the mix of colors. So taking on that big blending brush, I'm just gonna apply this right onto my cheeks and sweep the color back. All right, so that's it for bronzer. See what I mean? I just really like the warmth that it adds to my cheeks. I feel like I look nice and like beachy. So I'm gonna go back into that all-in-one custom palette and just use the top 6 shadows. I'm just gonna sweep across and use this as a highlighter. My face is already kind of dewy looking, but I don't know, I don't like to skip out on highlighter. It's one of my favorites. And then down the bridge of my nose and my Cupid's bow. Okay, now we can go in and finish my eyes. So for my waterline, I'm not gonna go in with the black. I want to make it smoky, but I just feel like black would be too harsh. So I'm gonna go into the mocha color and apply this right into the waterline. Once again, I'm kind of using this as a base because I want to smudge this out with shadow. So I'm gonna go back into that very first quad that I used, if I can find it, right here, and use that same crease color. I have like butterfingers today. So for that, I'm just going to use a pencil brush and just sweep this back and forth onto the lower lash line. Just like I did with my outer corners on the top, I want to go into that same black color and apply some onto the outer corners on the lower lash line, and then kind of connect it into a little point. So this is what the eyes look like so far. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes and add some false lashes. Just since I'm gonna be filming more videos today, I just feel like false lashes look better when I'm filming. They show up better on camera. But see what I mean about the black? In the palette, it looked like it was shimmery, but once you apply it, it's not overly glittery or anything. That champagne color definitely has shimmer in it, but that's what I wanted. But the black is more of kind of a satin finish rather than something that's like disco ball glittery. Now that I have my lashes on, I wanna go in with a liner just to help blend it, and I'm gonna use the black kohl liner. I don't know how well this is going to work on the upper lash line. I honestly haven't tried it yet. I mainly just use these products in my inner rim since that's more what they're designed for. But since it's so creamy and it's waterproof, I figured it would be good to use on the upper lash line. I just don't know how well I'll do since the point is kind of less pointy since I've used it. So I'm just going to go in and drag this right across the top of the lash band. And then to the inner part. I think since my point is kind of dull now, I'm just gonna go in with a liner brush to create the point. I feel like that will be easier than using the actual pencil. Okay, so now I'm just gonna grab a liner brush And since it's so creamy, it's easy just to get some of the product onto the brush and create a point. I know Physicians Formula has like a precision liquid liner. I've heard so many people rave about it, but I always have the hardest time finding it. I may have to check their website because I always see a spot for it at my drugstore. It's just always sold out, so it must be really good. Nothing too intense. Okay, and now for my mascara, I'm going to go in and use this. This is the Sexy Booster Va Va Voom Volume Mascara. Now, I've tried one of Physicians Formula's mascaras before, so I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit skeptical about this, but I ended up liking it. I kept the packaging so I could show you guys. It claims to give voluptuous volume, luscious length, and gorgeous curves. It is 24-hour wear. It's hypoallergenic, paraben-free, gluten-free, dermatologist approved. So yeah, I've used the one, I believe it's the organic wear in the green tube that kind of looks like a leaf. I have really stubborn lashes and I felt like the formula was too wet, and for me it flaked on me. I know other people love it, but it just didn't work for me, so I wanted to give this one a try instead. So I'm just gonna use this to blend my two lashes together, and I really like the brush of this. It's just one of those really thick rubber wands. So if you guys are like me and you tried the organic wear mascara and it didn't work out for you, I'd give this one a try. For my lips, I didn't pick up anything new because I knew I had this in my collection. This is the pH powered lip gloss in the shade Natural. It's one of those light up glosses and it has a little mirror on the side. I thought I had more of a nude shade, but this will work too. It's just more of a pale pink. Apply this on. It has a really nice kind of duochrome finish to it, but this will have to do just because I wanted to keep it all one brand. Alright, so that completes this one brand getting ready with me video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the final look. Also, if I was going to recommend anything out of the products that I used, I kind of have a lot here, but two products that really stood out to me is this matte collection quad. I think so many of you guys would love this because they're all really nice everyday colors that you could use, and I just feel like it's really hard to find good affordable matte shadows. Also, from the Nude Wear line, this bronzer is my new love. This was actually my first time using it today. I've used the blush, which I have right here to show you guys. I thought I did. Okay, maybe not. I have the finishing powder, which I've been using, as well as the blush, which is also really pretty. But the bronzer is seriously awesome, especially when you mix all the colors together. I just really like the warm glow that it gave. And along with the kohl liners, if you guys are really into wearing black liners especially, I think you'll really, really like this. The brown and champagne are nice as well, but if you're someone who really likes a rich black in your waterline or your lash line, this product is seriously amazing. It just goes on really, really deep and like vibrant. Does that make sense? For a black. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys are wanting to see more like extended reviews on any of these products, really? We have a hamper door in the wall and Keegan just peeked through and kind of freaked me out. Anyways, like I was saying, if you guys would like to see any extended reviews on any of these products, be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know. I think that pretty much completes this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!